All right, y'all. Let me tell y'all how I moved up in my company and became a CDL trainer. So in 2017, yeah, I believe it was 2017, I moved to Georgia in December of 2016, and I got this job in June or July of 17. But anyway, I came in the door as a temp, so to speak. It wasn't like temp work, but here's how it worked. You came in, you wasn't permanent, but you made permanent hours, but you weren't permanent. And they gave you like 6 months to get your Class B CDL. So I immediately did that. I started studying, and I think within the first month or so, I got my CDLs, right? And then the way it worked back then was you get your CDL, then you help the next person up. Then that next person get theirs, then they help the next person up. Well, obviously it didn't work like that. Because now I get my CDL and I start helping other people, and now nobody don't want nobody to help them except for Adam. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I started helping a lot of other people, some of my coworkers and different things that like that at my shop at the time, and then it kind of crossed over to different shops because everybody started asking for me to train them. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is the consensus say mostly everybody who talk about it, they always say it's because of my patience or it's because of the way I talk to them or because of the way I treat people. I don't know. All I can say is what they tell me because all I am is me. All I can be is me. So that's how that happened. And then on the work side of it, I was raised just to go all out. You know what I'm saying? Probably to my detriment in some cases, but the way I was raised, the way my daddy was, it's like everything you do, be the best at it, and work hard, and you know what I'm saying. Basically, leave everything on the field type mentality, right? And so that's how I was reared, and so that's who I am. You know what I mean? So I was working and working and working. I learned how to do a lot of stuff. I mean, I had seen a bunch of stuff that I had never done, but I've always been the type of person to say, if you show it to me, or if I see it, or if you give me a chance, I'm gonna get it. You feel me? So I started learning how to cut trees and how to drop them the right way and how to do this and how to do that. I started learning a whole bunch of stuff at my shop, and and people started to take notice. You know what I'm saying? And have you ever heard that old saying that your reputation precedes you? Well, that's true because come to find out, my name was in rooms that I wasn't in. I could tell you that 100%, and that's on everything. So fast forward, uh, I became permanent. They made me permanent, and then I started getting more assignments and different stuff like that. Started taking care of the assignments, and uh, and just kept moving, kept moving, kept moving, and then let's see how it worked. So I was permanent then, and like I said, I started getting more assignments and knocking them out and doing my best at them. And then after a while, I was like, bro, I'm ready to move up now. I done everything y'all wanted me to do. And then on top of that, I was starting to study for my A's because I actually wanted to get my A's before I got the B's, but they were telling me, no, go ahead and get the B's because We don't have too many trainers here, or a lot of the old heads had already left that used to train people and stuff like that. Anyway, so I just kept moving, and then I was working in routine maintenance at the time. So I got recruited to go to the grading crew and the asphalt and grading crew. They recruited me. No. Let me go back. So then we got this new we got this new so then we got this new drainage truck, and they sent me and my partner, who I used to my team, my partner, we was on the team. That was my team, me and him. They used to send us out to handle stuff. But anyway, me and him, they wanted us to go to the company that they were renting this drainage truck from and see how the truck worked. Now, the other guy that had been here longer than us, way longer than us, he was going to be in charge of the truck, but we were going to work on the truck with him. So they wanted us to go to the company and see how the truck worked. They were going to demonstrate it and all that kind of stuff. So we started working on the drainage crew, and it was him, myself, and my buddy Pierre. He was the foreman over that team pretty much. So then we started working and working and working on the pump truck, and again people started taking notice to how you can go do what you need to do and get her done and all of that kind of stuff, right? So I got so good at the truck, they would call me sometimes on the weekend, hey, go get the pump truck and go do this for me or go do that for me. So I started working the truck on my own when Pierre wasn't here, or when, in case of emergency, whatever. So basically, I'm not even trying to, but I'm shining because now you see my track record in routine maintenance. Now you see this dude all over the place. He working the pump truck by himself. He's dependable. You know what I'm saying? I come to work pretty much every day to my detriment, because that's the thing my wife ain't too crazy about. You don't never want to take off. You got all these hours, and anyway, that's another story for another time. But anyway, even then, they starting to see things happen. This dude is able to make stuff happen. So fast forward, I get recruited to the asphalt grading shop. It's just a lateral move, but it's still, they recruited me, so to speak. So I go over there and I start to shine over there. It's just who I am, because I'm not going to wait around. I mean, I'll get my orders, but I'm not going to just sit around and say, if nobody don't tell me nothing, I ain't doing nothing. That ain't who I am. So anyway, past all of that, I go over there and I start to shine over there. Now, I never, I never operated equipment, because in routine maintenance, we didn't really have equipment. I mean, other than pole saws, chainsaws, bush axe, shovels, and all that kind of shit, we didn't have equipment. And so my thing was, and I had never driven a tandem as well. So I had my B's, but I got my B's in a 5-yard, which is just a regular straight 5-speed or something, 6-speed, whatever it is. So they asked me, can you drive a tandem? I'm like, yeah, I can drive it. Give me the keys. Put me in it. I'll drive it. So they give me the keys. I drive around the yard a couple times, and I'm like, bruh, go out the gate, right? So I go out the gate. Now I know I got to get back in the gate. And quick side note, that's how I learned how to drive a stick. I had a car when I was younger. My first car, it got wrecked. So my dad took I guess the money from the insurance or whatever and got me another car that was a stick shift. And I didn't know nothing about driving those stick shifts. So he showed me a couple of times, and then that was that. And he was like, okay, now go ahead and learn. So one day I stayed from school and I let it roll out the yard, and in my mind, look, bro, you got to get this thing back in the yard before your pa come back home. You dig? So I start playing around with it, and I eventually got it. But back to the story. So I learned how to drive the tandem. And the difference in the 5 yard and the tandem is the 5 yard is just a straight stick shift. The tandem you have to double clutch, or you're gonna be grinding gears and all that kind of stuff. So long story short, I learned how to do that. And I had started studying for my A's. But I was getting not bored, but I was getting frustrated because I'm like, bro, I can't keep working for this kind of money. Y'all calling me to do the pump truck on emergencies. I got all of these other responsibilities. You giving me all of this responsibility with no money and no promotion. And I need some promotion. I need some money. So anyway, they kept saying, yeah, we got you. We're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of you. I took all of my Tims. It was back then it was Tims 1, 2, and 3, all of those different stuff. I kept doing that. But at the same time, I was working. So everywhere I went, I kind of left my mark on whatever the job was. You know what I'm saying? And people were taking notice of that. I never really thought about it that way because again, I'm just being me. And that's the way I was taught to work, right? Work like a damn mule, which now we know you work smarter, not harder, but if that's in you, that's what you're gonna get. Anyway, um, so everybody knew that I needed to, I wanted to, and at this company, people see and they know who's who, and they know who gonna work out and who ain't gonna work out, and all of that kind of stuff, and so they start choosing. So basically, I had a meeting with some of the upper management, and it basically was like, okay, we got this, and that coming up. You can basically take your pick, right? So I was like, I don't know about all of that because I haven't done this before. I'm sure I could learn it. I'm sure I could do it. But anyway, moving on from that. So I eventually became assistant foreman. I applied for the foreman job, but I didn't do well in the interview, and I was told that if I would have just did a little bit better, I would have gotten that job. And I believe it. I don't think they were just blowing smoke. I truly believe that. But I know for a fact that I botched that myself because I'm not really great at interviews because I don't sell. I'm not that type of person to sell myself. But in an interview, that's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, did I have the experience? Could I do everything that needed to be done? Yes, off top. But I just didn't sell that. And I knew that that was my own fault. I knew that. So basically, the assistant foreman job came open. I applied for that and I did much better in the interview and I got that. So I got this assistant foreman position, and then my foreman left. Some stuff happened. My foreman left, and that made me be the foreman, assistant foreman, and the MEO because I didn't have an MEO at the time. And so basically saying all of that to say is that's how I moved up. I came to work every day. I did what I was supposed to do while I was at work, and people noticed that. And even if you don't think they do, right? So so a while I was assistant foreman, and mind you, I was still helping people get their license. Even before I became assistant foreman, I was still the EO1. It's usually EO1, EO2, EO3, MEO, assistant foreman, foreman, so on and so forth, right? So mind you, I was still an EO1 helping people operating the pump truck, the drainage truck, operating equipment. Because like I say, once I moved over to the asphalt shop, I just started getting the keys. Give me the keys to this. Give me the keys to that. And I pretty much started just learning on my own. I actually taught myself how to double clutch, all of that. And not to blow my own horn, I'm just saying all of that to say that you got to have the drive. You got to be the type of person that put in the work. You got to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit around and wait for somebody to give it to you. You got all of this equipment out here, and ain't nothing standing between you and the equipment but a set of keys. Man, give me them keys. Let me go see how this thing works. Give me them keys. Let me go. So, with all of that being said, my manager on routine maintenance side, now this is the upper management. Basically, they I'm still in the program doing all this other stuff, but I'm still in the program teaching training people to get their license. So they uh they came up with a formal trainer position. And because I didn't have formal training myself, I was like, man, I'm not a trainer. I just help people get their license, so I'm not going to even apply for it. Another dude came in from outside and applied and got it. I was helping him. I was helping him do what he was supposed to do. And then that made me think, bro, I should have just went on and got this job. So anyway, long story short, he eventually quit. They reposted the position, and I applied for it. Obviously, I got it. Then I had to go to training. You know what I'm saying? Went and did that, and now I'm at 100%. I just found this out because I really didn't know that. But my district, because I'm now I have another. We have two trainers now, but I was the only trainer in this district for since the program came into play, and come to find out that I have 100% pass rate. And again, I'm saying all of this stuff not to blow my own horn, not to stunt, not to be braggadocious or bragging and all of that, but just saying that if you just apply yourself, you can do a lot of things that you might don't even think you could do. Don't cut yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. You feel me? So anyway, went, did the training, got got whatever I needed, jumped in with both feet, and now I got 100% pass rate. And who does that? You know what I'm saying? Number one, I give the glory to God because, like I always say, I trust, I believe, God is everything for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, He gives you those gifts. He gives you those things. You just sometimes you just have to cultivate them and do, don't go on a job like most of these young cats or some of the old cats too, don't get me wrong. Excuse me, they go on a job like, I'm chilling, man, I ain't doing nothing, they don't tell me nothing, I ain't doing nothing. If I could go hide, I'm gonna go hide. They ain't gonna get you nowhere. I mean, if your plan is to grow with that company. Now if you just there for a minute and you just trying to piece your way through something, then that's on you. I ain't even tripping on that. But I'm saying all of this to say is how you advance, right? And so now, at one point, so now I'm in management. Even though I'm a CDL trainer, I'm in management. I don't work for shops that I used to work for or managers that I used to work for. Now I work for my district. You feel what I'm saying? And that might not be a big accomplishment for some people, or some people will look at that and say, oh, anybody could do that. And you're right. Anybody can do it, but you got to apply yourself and do it. So that's how I became a CDL trainer with Georgia Department of Transportation. And like I said, it didn't take much. It took some studying when it came to certain things, but it really just took me being me and putting in the effort and not taking off just because I felt like taking off, and uh not wanting to do when somebody asked me to do something. Anything they asked me to do that was humanly possible, and not some bullshit or not some foolishness that was gonna get somebody hurt, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? And it showed. Like I say, people were talking about Adam LeBeau in places I people I didn't even know. I met people that say, "Oh, you're Adam LeBeau." Yeah, that's who I am. And it's not like it's like yeah, I'm just him. That's all I am. I'm just Adam. That's all. But I'm saying all of that to say is that's how you advance. Not just with G Dot, but any company you go to. You know what I'm saying? And even now, everybody always say, "We want Adam. We want Adam." And Adam ain't gonna always be here. You know what I'm saying? But I get it because people don't remember. I heard this a long time. I heard this a long time ago, and it's starting to stick with me. People don't remember what you tell them. They remember how you make them feel. And remember that, because that that goes for life. That's across the board. You know what I'm saying? If I come and I meet you and I stun on you, or I'm an asshole to you, or I make you feel some kind of way that ain't good, you don't want to mess with me. So so that means a lot. And so even with all of that, if I got an employee that I'm talking to a certain way, or I'm making them feel comfortable, I'm making them feel like you could do it, I'm making them feel motivated, then obviously they're gonna ask for Adam, because he motivate me. He make me feel comfortable. He ain't screaming and hollering at me. He ain't talking to me stupid. And we none of us don't like that shit. I'ma tell you right now. Don't never talk to me stupid, because guess what? You're gonna get right back what you putting out. That's me. And a lot of people see me laughing and smiling and Mr. Nice Guy, but don't stun on me. Don't make me don't do that, because I don't do that to you. And I expect respect because I give it. But that's a whole nother story. But that's how I moved up. That's how I became a CDL trainer for Georgia Department of Transportation. And it's not a hard job. It's not like some of the jobs I used to do. When I was working on the drainage crew, I had to be climbing down in drainage holes and unclogging them and picking up just all kind of stuff. Cutting trees all day, walking up and down hills, and it kept me in shape. I ain't gonna lie, but and don't get me wrong, I still miss it. I ain't gonna stunt. I still miss it. I miss cutting trees. I miss being on the ground and doing what you got to do, and emergency cleaner, all that shit. I miss it, but I'm at the age in my life now that I need to take care of this old body, because I might just live a little while. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, if y'all like this if y'all like this content, uh, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to talk to me down in the comments. I'll talk back. I just like I say, and tell me what y'all want to hear. I'm probably gonna start doing some story times and just a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I hope y'all got something out of this. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.